At this point, guys, we got to be ready for everything in these markets. What the past 2 to 3 years has taught us, right, is you got to be ready for anything. From the COVID crash to 5 to 10% swings in just one day in these markets, to all the money printing, to now inflation, the recession. You got to be ready for everything. And today, it was another one of those days, right? We had an awful day in these markets. The S&P 500 closed down 3.9%. The Dow went down 2.8%. And believe it or not, well, I guess it's not hard to believe, but the Dow held up the best at 2.8% in the red. That should tell you something. We had the NASDAQ go down 4.6% as the Russell went down 4.8% on the day. And like I mentioned earlier in my earlier video, we took out the lows from May. We are now at fresh lows on the S&P 500. On the NASDAQ 100, and I'm looking here at SPY and Triple Q, and you guys can see again, we're at fresh lows. And we have the Dow Jones at fresh lows at 30,300 points, and we have, let's see here, the Russell hit 17.1 today, 17.14 rather, and that's awfully close to the lows. And this is actually the only one that did not take the lows out today. We're about, what is it here, 13 points off of the lows as of today's close. So the markets are not looking good. We're taking out the lows. We had an awful day today. The VIX is now back in the mid-30s. And if you guys have noticed, when it comes to the VIX, and I've talked about this before on the channel many times, it seems like every time recently at least, it's come down to about 20 to 25. That has seemed to be a good spot to sell, based on, of course, we have hindsight in our benefit here, but based on, the past couple of times the VIX has come down, it's only come to about 20 to 22, 23, and then it's rocketed back up. You guys can see here back in February, VIX got to about 20, then it ran at 37. In April, it got to about 19 to 20, and then it ran all the way to about 37 again, guys. And then recently, we had that little rally in the markets. The VIX got to 24. Now we're getting back to the mid-30s. So if we do get another big shot up in the VIX, maybe to about 37, even 40 plus, at that point, I would heavily be considering buying, some short-term calls, like I mentioned in my previous video, some sort of long, position here to benefit on that rebound. Because, like I said, it's peaked at about 40, the VIX has recently. And sure, we might have a blow-off top on the VIX. It goes to 50. That's always a possibility, which I don't think that's necessarily going to happen quite yet, but who knows? It might. But I think if we get to 40, that would be a point where, based on the data we have here, VIX has cooled off, and I feel like it could do that again. So keep your eyes on the VIX, guys. And going back to SPY, let's take a look at these charts a little bit more. So we talked about how we took the lows out, okay, and now we're clearly way under the moving averages. We're about to have a death cross. Same on Triple Q. You guys can see that. Let's pull up some longer-term charts here and see where we are on the 3-year. It looks like Triple Q's right at, literally right now, the 180 SMA on this 3-year chart. So if this breaks, and mind you, it held during the COVID crash. This thing went from, Triple Q did from 240 to 160. It held that 180 SMA and bounced. Let's see if we do that again. I don't know. By the way things are looking, I have a feeling we might break that moving average. Then the million-dollar question is, where would be the next downside gap on Triple Q? In the grand scheme of things, I feel like it could get down to 230 to 235, no problem, which was actually, funny enough, the all-time high before the COVID crash. If you guys remember, right before the COVID crash, Triple Q was at 235, and I think that is the all-time high. Let me double-check that, though. At that point, well, it's not the all-time high anymore, but at that point, before the COVID crash, 235 was the all-time high. That is where I feel like Triple Q could come down to at this point, based on what I'm seeing on this max chart and on the 3-year chart. And let's pull up SPY and see what we're looking at here on the 3-year chart for this particular one. It looks like SPY's right near the 180 SMA as well. We do have a little bit more on the downside to go, in my opinion. We're currently at 375, guys, right? The 180 SMA is at 358. So we do have a little bit more work on the downside, most likely, maybe 3.5%. And that's where we probably will get some sort of relief rally here. But let's say somehow SPY breaks that 355 level, 360, which is possible. Look at the all-time highs pre-COVID on SPY, guys. right around 340 to 335, right around here. Then we ended up falling all the way to 218, as you probably remember. Then SPY doubled up in pretty much a year and a half, 2 years, and here we are. It's coming down pretty aggressively. Now SPY's back in a bear market with today's move. It's down 22%, and now Triple Q is down, let's see here, probably close to 35. 33% from the all-time high. So this is coming down very aggressively. Again, watch those downside moves on SPY. It could get down to 340, 350, no doubt about it based on what I'm seeing here. And Triple Q, again, could get anywhere from 230, 235, 240. It's definitely possible. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. As always, smash that like button as well, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo. You get 5 free shares of stock, each up to $2,500. Just use my link down below, or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100, and again, you get up to 5 free shares of stock, each up to $2,500. And you could also get 6 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. That's linked right down below as well. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. Number one being Oracle. They actually just reported earnings about 40 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. Well, I guess prior to me filming this video, it's going to be about 3-4 hours ago when you're watching this video. So Oracle ended up doing adjusted EPS, and let me pull up this intraday chart. You guys can see a big move here on the intraday after the bell. It's up 9-10%. So they did adjusted EPS of $1.54 versus $1.37 estimated. So they crushed EPS, and they beat revenue pretty nicely, $11.8 billion versus $11.67 billion estimated. And when it comes to guidance, last I checked, I didn't see anything. It looks like, okay, GAAP operating margin was 38%, non-GAAP operating margin was 47%. Operating income, $5.7 billion. Operating cash flow was $9.5 billion during the trailing 12 months. That's pretty solid. So I want to look a little bit deeper into this after I make this video. I want to see what their guidance is, if they even gave guidance yet, probably in the call, which is pretty soon here, most likely in about 15-20 minutes. So we'll see what comes out from Oracle on that call. Overall, again, it's up 9-10% after the bell, and it's moving awfully close to these moving averages on the 4-hour chart, right around 70 to 75 bucks. So I'm going to put my alert, well, I have one here at 70, and funny enough, it's literally at 70 right now after the bell. So I'm thinking it's going to break 70 in the short term here. Maybe it even does that tomorrow, maybe later this week, but I'm also going to put an alert just to have it at 75 bucks. We'll do that now. Mark is at or above $75 a share. So let's go over some other stocks. I don't have many planned for this video because I knew we could just run through my watch list because everything just got destroyed. So we can just run through the watch list and see what got hit the most, what didn't do that bad, which not many stocks held up in my watch list, guys. Maybe a couple did. We'll talk about those. But first, the crypto stocks. Holy crap. Voyager down 18% on the day. And this went from a $20 stock just this past November. Now it's under $2. It is officially a penny stock. I mean, it's been a penny stock for a couple months at this point. I mean, depending on how you define penny stocks. Today it went down 18%. We also had Coinbase down a crap ton today, guys. 11.4%, down $7. And the funny thing is, I covered this earlier. This had a crazy intraday rally, and it actually ended up finishing on an upswing. So in the very short term, I guess the way we can look at Coinbase is, let's put an alert. Well, I'm going to put an alert. Maybe you guys want to follow along, up to you. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put an alert at today's intraday high, which I think is right around 54.50. So I'm going to put one right there right now, 54.50. Mark is out or above. Let's say we have a bounce back day tomorrow. I'm not calling for that. I have no idea. But let's say we do. We might end up filling the gap back to about $57.80 to about $58, which was the low on Friday, right? So that's kind of what I think could happen here if we do take out 54.50. We might get a little 5-6% move to the upside, on Coinbase. So keep your eyes out on that one. We had DWAC today. That's another one that got hit very badly. 13% red day for DWAC. We had Square down 13% as they do have a big exposure to crypto, which let me see right now at about 4:45 when I'm filming, guys. What's crypto at? Bitcoin's down 14%, Ethereum's down 15%, so it's still down a lot. And we did talk a lot about Bitcoin crypto in my previous video, the Celsius situation. So go watch that out. I heavily advise you to go check out that video if you want my more in-depth opinion on this. I think I talked about it for 8 to 9 minutes, no joke. I kind of went on a rant. So go watch that video. And yeah, Square, it's no surprise that it's down 13% on the day, or it went down 13%. Not surprised at all. We had stocks like CCL, the cruise lines, down a lot. CCL down 10%, 11%. And oh my goodness, now it's down under $10 a share. Wow, that's the first time this has been under 10, probably since the COVID crash. Am I right? Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Holy crap. Last time it's been under 10 was the COVID crash, guys. Oh my goodness. This might be getting, I'm not saying bargain basement value, but I mean, the fact that we're not shut down anymore, we're kind of open. Sure, the economy is suffering. We have a lot of inflation, and their sales might suffer due to the recession that we're in and that we might be in for a decent amount of time here. Sure, that makes sense. But for them to be under or close to that value during the pandemic, I mean, this might be getting overblown. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And if we do get a little snapback in the markets, this will be a candidate that I'm looking to potentially trade. You know, this could rip 30% in a couple of days. And if you don't believe me, look at this chart, guys. Last time we got very oversold, this went from 1148 to 1470. That was a 30% move in 3-4 days. And the time before that, it went from $12.75 to $15. That's a 20% move. So let's say this gets down to $9, $9.50. Even here at $9.75, let's say it snapped back from $9.90 to $12, even $11.50. That's a 15-20% move. I think that could happen if we do get a little snapback rally in the markets, which if we do get that blow off top rally on the VIX, like I said earlier, maybe we get another red day. I think we're going to be in need of a little snapback at that point. Just being completely honest. I'm not saying we got to go all the way back to the recent highs, but we need some sort of relief. And usually when we get those rallies, small caps, the beaten down stocks, a lot of stocks are beaten down, but the smaller ones, they end up ripping back even more. So watch out for CCL. Watch out for RCL too. That's another one very beaten down. This one's probably close to those COVID levels as well. Not as close as CCL, but it's awfully freaking close. The COVID lows were $20. The stock's at 40. So if it goes down another 40, 50%, boom, it's at the COVID lows just like that. So keep your eyes on the cruise lines. What else did we have today? LVS. Oh my God, these are probably getting hit as well. Las Vegas Sands is getting close to those COVID lows as well. This is pretty crazy, guys. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, it already took the COVID lows out. This hit $28 about a month ago. COVID lows were 33. That's wild. Wynn Resorts, let's look at these guys, or this one rather. Wynn Resorts is at $57 right now. The COVID low, let's see here on the 3-year chart, is $35. So, I mean, if this gets down to a $30, $40 level again, I might have to go long Wynn Resorts. I mean, this is a stock that I was thinking about buying, I'll be honest with you guys, and I think I did buy it. I traded it, sold out of it. It was in the low hundreds at that point. Now it's at 57. Geez, today it went down 7.5%. You know, this is one that I'd love to buy at 30, 35, 40 a share, maybe even under that. I would buy Wynn Resorts. I don't think this business will go under during a recession personally, but it could. I mean, it could, and I'll keep it as a small position in my portfolio, but Wynn is one that I'm looking at buying personally. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, and we'll see. You know, that LVS, Caesars Entertainment is another one that's getting destroyed right now. It's at $40. It was just $120 about a year ago, roughly, so this is down 70%, and it's getting, I mean, this is not that close. It's really not close to the COVID lows, considering the low was $6. Now it's at 39, but again, it's down about 70%. So this is one that I'm watching as well. We also have stocks like Nvidia getting hit very aggressively now. Nvidia is getting to about the mid hundreds, $156, and the recent low was 152 on Nvidia. And I've said on my channel, guys, listen, if Nvidia gets down to 100, 120, I'm sticking to it. I will be buying Nvidia stock. I'm not going to go all in Nvidia, but I'm going to nibble a little bit. And let's say it gets sub 100, which is possible, I'll be buying even more Nvidia. I'm not going to make it a huge position, but I would like to own maybe a couple $1,000 of Nvidia. You know, why not? Why not? It's one of the best growth stocks out there, in my opinion. But with growth stocks, you got to be careful of the price you pay, you know, and value stocks as well, you know, for the stock market in general. But growth stocks, you don't want to overpay for them. And a lot of people, they're learning that lesson right now. You know, I bought some growth stocks too. You know, they were speculative positions and I'm underwater on them. But a lot of people put way too much money into growth stocks at the wrong time, and they're paying the price for it right now. So with growth, again, you got to be very cognizant of what price you're paying. And for me, I'd love to pay $110, $100, $120. Sub 100 is even better for Nvidia. So I'm watching that one very, very, very closely, guys. We had Tesla today down 7%. So we're kind of going down the line here. We had the crypto stocks. Those got down 15, 20%. We have the, you know, Las Vegas Sands, Wynn. Those are down about 10%. Now I'll start going down to the 5-7% range. Tesla went down 7% on the day. It's getting very close to that 617 low that it hit just about 3 weeks ago. We're currently at 649. So if we get another red day, this stock will most likely get slammed down to about 617. And from that point, hey, we might be going to the bottom of the channel. If Tesla gets under 600, I'm actually going to be looking at it as a trade, guys. In my opinion, if we do get under 600, there's going to be a point where, think about all the cash on the sidelines that wants to buy Tesla, right? This is a company that it has a cult following, right? And people are going to continue to buy this dip. And if we get that snapback, there's going to be a big run in Tesla. And we can see here, it just hit 617. It had a rally all the way to 800. That was a big freaking rally, 25, 27%. I think it could go, let's say, to 550, 600. And then from there, we could get a little 15, 20% rally, maybe back to the low 700s. So keep your eyes on Tesla. I am for sure. And we had the giants today. And by giants, I mean the big tech names. We had some big banks. They held up pretty decently. JP Morgan went down 3% on the day. This is about $1 away from the recent low. It's probably going to take that out. If JP Morgan, let's say, gets to about 100, 105, $110, I'll probably consider picking some up there for a relief rally play. We had stocks like Monster. It held up. Down only 3% on the day. Not bad. Apple down 3.8. It closed down 3.8. We had Google, my favorite stock for the long term here, my biggest individual stock holding. This thing went down 4.1%, and I'm actually happy. You know, I want this thing to go under $2,000 a share, especially as we're getting into the split, guys, even though that doesn't change the fundamental value of the company. Now you can sell covered calls. You can, you know, do a lot more things with over 100 shares, because I do, again, Google's my biggest position, individual stock, but I do not have 100 shares of Google at $2,000. I'll just be honest with you guys. That's 200 grand. I don't have 200 grand in Google. Just keeping it real, right? So let's keep going a little bit here. Amazon, AMZN down 5.5% on the day. If this goes under 100, 90.95, I will be buying Amazon. What other big tech? MSFT, this one down 4% on the day. We had Meta. Meta got killed today, guys. 6.4%. Meta, I'm thinking I'm going to be buying more Meta tomorrow if this gets under 160. We shall see. So with that being said, I just checked the timing. We are at, excuse me, guys, 22 minutes on this video, and I'm going to edit it down a little bit, and we might as well just wrap it up here. So if you all found value, smash that like button, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, join my Patreon, which is linked down below if you want all my moves, more access to me, morning videos, and if you guys want 5 free stocks for Moomoo, why wouldn't you? It's free money. That's linked down below. You could also get 6 free stocks from Webull, also linked down below. And you could also get $40 off Seeking Alpha Premium. All those links help out the channel. And with that being said, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.